thank you both for taking the time to talk to us today, man. I'm really excited for how things are going for you. I mean, the trajectory. I spoke to you guys, I think, a year and a half ago was the last time, and just even since then, the growth in the band, I think it's been pretty damn awesome. Who produced the new album, by the way?
Um, the production was handled like Alexi from our band. He's like in charge of the production. Then we had our friend from Finland, Jonas Parkkonen, who was also like co-producing the album. And then, well, we collaborated with a lot of people like with this new record, but mostly like songwriting wise.
Flatline, of course, the first one that came out almost a year ago now. What can you tell me about that song in particular?
Yeah, we pro Flatline in 2022 summer. We had a show in Wacken open air, and after that, we kind of saw that the metal audience is really into us. And Wacken open air is really big festival in Germany, like a
Oh yeah, of course.
festival. So we kind of realized that we need to build the music more around the heavy audience and metal scene in general. So that's how we figured out how to do Flatline.
Yeah, like this songwriting duo called Blind joined us in the session. They're from Berlin. They introduced us to this type of music that we weren't too familiar with. It's called funk, like not like funk, but Phonk.
Yeah.
And something like, because we knew we wanted to make a heavy record, but like we know how to take the heavy parts from the metal world. That's something we've used to do. But there are also like heavy aspects to electronic music, so we felt it would be cool to like experiment around with that. And Flatline, it was probably one of the first songs we wrote for this album, and really like got the mix together of the electronic beats and the like bouncy heavy riffs.
Another song I want to ask you about as well, guys, was Dead Zone. What can you tell me about that one?
Like the main goal for this, like we always have goals, like something we want to achieve with each album. And with this album, we wanted to get started in the US. We have done a couple of tours in the US, and we really love the country, and we knew that we want to do that more. So we went to Los Angeles to do sessions. We did a songwriting session with this guy, Johnny Andrews, who is like a master of writing these. He has multiple #1 rock radio songs in the US. So we did a session with him, and we wanted to experiment, like, because we're not native English speakers. So we wanted him to like show us a way to like write songs that would be easy, that would go through to the American rock audience without losing the things that make Blind Channel exotic, if you know what I'm saying. So we kind of experimented on that, and that's how Dead Zone was born. And it was super cool. Like right now, Dead Zone, I think, is charting on Billboard rock radio list, whatever that was, on the place 26. So it's going real. Everything is going according to plan.
Joel, how about you? Do you have anything to say about Dead Zone?
Yeah, that song was the groundbreaking single for us in America. It's the first song that got to the Billboard charts in the active rock mainstream airplay, and I think it's over 30 rock radios that are playing the song right now. So yeah, we're currently making history. Yeah, it's super dope, and we're super proud of the song.
And every release you guys have set out there, I mean, it seems to just get stronger and stronger. You seem to be finding your own niche with things. Obviously a lot of people know you guys from Eurovision, but going back for some of the people who may not know you, what is the origin of Blind Channel? How did you guys come together initially?
We were in a music high school. It was 11 years ago when we started the band. We were teenagers in high school, and we had this naive dream that we would love to go all over the world with the music and just tore our asses off, and all the cliches, rock and roll cliches. And
sure.
Then we kind of realized that we have something special in this group. We have a lot of skills, like different skills, and I don't know. We just went through a lot of shit and a lot of like harm and stress and everything. But yeah, then like you said, the Eurovision thing happened, and after that, we realized that now we have the momentum in our hands, and we need to stick to that, and we need to make every fucking thing to kind of break the noise, through the noise, and be the hottest band from Europe in America. And that's what is happening right now, I guess.
Like Joe said, like we come from this a smaller city in the north of Finland, this very cold and dark place. It's called Oulu. We love the city. It's our hometown, even though we live in Helsinki now, the capital of Finland. And we actually like I was hanging out with rappers. Like I was producing beats for rap artists and doing my own solo pop kind of thing. And the guys had like this rock band thing going on. And we weren't even friends, but we met at this house party where the DJ played Linkin Park. And that's what brought us together. Like, if you want to see the origin story of Blind Channel, we actually recreated it in the music video of Dead Zone. So if somebody is interested of seeing how that party really went down, go and check Dead Zone video.
How do you view the rock music scene in Finland, and how does it compare to other parts of the world?
I guess back in early 2000s, there was a lot of bands like Nightwish, Children of Bodom, Him,
Yeah.
Erasmus, Apocalyptica. There was a lot of metal rock bands going out Finland, and I guess we owe a lot to those bands. They made this path clear for us, and now we can just follow the footsteps and go wherever we want to go. So we're kind of part of that legacy right now. We're the biggest band, hands down. Like, there's, if you count out all of those dinosaurs, like the older bands like Nightwish or well, Nightwish is probably the biggest that everyone knows, but
Of course.
we are the new generation. We are still on our, well, I'm 30, but the other guys are in the 20s, so we're the new generation. So we are kind of up and coming generation in the rock scene, and we hope that there's going to be a tons of band following us. In the best case scenario, it goes like that, but it's really hard to go out from the tiny country in Europe that no one really knows what is Finland. Everyone knows what is Sweden, but no one knows what is Finland. So yeah,
Right.
There's the difference.
I think Finland still has like most metal bands per city or something like that.
Yeah.
So we have a lot of like metal music, and it's also what Finland is known for. Like, it's ice hockey formula drivers, or then metal bands that Finland is known for. And I feel like it's been natural. Like, there are lots of bands in Finland, but most, like, I think the problem is that so many bands like choose to stay in Finland. It's very difficult to get out of here. It's not a joke. It's super difficult, like, to get outside Finland. And I'm happy that we've done it, and we can maybe be example to someone, just like the bands in the beginning of 2000s showed an example for us that it can be done. And we hope to like show that example to other bands, the younger bands, new generation bands as well, because it is hard, but we also feel like it's definitely worth it.
I mean, obviously, the big breakthrough single was Dark Side. Massive attention for that song. Did it kind of, I guess, take you kind of, really set you off balance? I guess, did you expect it to be as big a hit as Dark Side was?
We kind of did. We actually,
Yeah.
when there's a momentum happening, you kind of feel it. Like,
Yeah.
we felt, we talk about Dark Side, like the time surrounding Dark Side, the song, there were so many changes. Like, we got a new member in the band. Alex, he joined the band.
Yes.
We made a new management deal. Then there was this TV competition, the Eurovision thing that we were kind of, we were a part of that, or we knew that we're gonna be a part of that. And so many things were happening. We were kind of like catching up to speed. It felt like fire was catching. We felt like we were living in a chorus of an Eminem song, Lose Yourself, you only
Right.
get one shot, that kind of feeling. There was this moment that something, when there's something big that's going to happen, there was this feeling that we all knew that that there's a chance of this thing going through, that this might just be our breakthrough. And it was, especially in Finland and in Europe. And in the States, we're just getting started, but I think we're gonna get success in there too.
The times around Dark Side, for sure, they were special, but on the same time, we knew that we need to keep the momentum up, and we need to follow up the Lifestyles album. We need to create even better songs, play even better shows. We need to keep going, and yeah, I guess we knew that we had the opportunity to blow this shit up, and we did, and now we're here enjoying and for sure grinding our asses off to be on the next level. Because back in 3 years ago when Dark Side blew up, it was only in Europe, like it wasn't a thing in America. But right now we feel that things are starting to happen in America, and that's really dope. So there's always a new place to go. There's always a new challenge, a new bar to go like above, and everything is like the work never ends.
Right. Now, getting back into the new album, where did these title Exit Emotions come from?
Exit Emotions, we got the thematic idea, the concept kind of idea when we were on tour. We were in Germany and we saw this underground club, like loud music was playing, red lights flashing, and people were like partying all around, and there was the sense of like everybody's having the time of their lives, but at the same time there was the sense of darkness and danger in that club. And then we felt like that club felt like our lives had been for the past couple of years, our lives had been just like that club. You're having the time of your life, but at the same time it's flashy and loud and sometimes exhausting. And we had this vision, like imagine you're in that club and you're just looking for the exit. And that's when the concept Exit Emotions, as well as the first, like the opening track of the album called Where's the Exit, was born. And it's kind of like we feel like the world's been a pretty dark place for the past couple of years. So what we want to offer to people is this small chance of escape, like when they listen to the new album or come to our shows, maybe we're enabling them to just live in the moment and forget all the bad shit that's going on in their personal lives or in a global scale, whatever. Like we feel like this songwriting and performing has a sense of therapy for us, and now we hope maybe our music can be also like has a therapeutic like effect on others as well.
Now, being that the both of you, Niko and Joel, you both are co-vocalists, I guess, head vocalists for the band. How do you find that to be difficult or challenging at any point where you're sort of like there might be a clash on the way certain things will go, or how do you find that works as a band, as a unit?
Well, if you play 100 and plus shows a year and you travel a lot and you need to kind of be a rock star every night for 90 minutes, we're super lucky to have each other. Like I've been talking with a lot of my friends that has bands and they play shows and they're the only lead singer. It's fucking nightmare. I wouldn't love to do that. It's like, because in this case where we are two singers, you can have the spotlight on yourself, but at the same time you can have a little backsplash and you can drink water and you can have a little chill time and then you can go back to the spotlight. So you're not in the spotlight like all the fucking time, because I don't understand that. I think all the rap poses and like, for example, ABBA from Sweden and all of those big pop names and pop duos, they work the best because if there's more than two people singing at the same time, it just sounds better, it looks better, and it feels better. So I'm super happy that we have this group and we have even more singers than me and Niko. For sure, we are the lead singers, but there's like the other guys are singing the backing vocals as well. So it feels more energy to the audience and more power into the vocals and everything.
Yeah, like we've kind of tried to keep the focus like on the whole group because there's six of us and all of us like we wouldn't be the same band. Like we've had the original lineup since we started. Of course, Alex he joined like 3 years ago or 4 years ago, but still like, and Alex was the missing piece. But we feel like we want to keep the focus on the whole group because when there's six guys on stage, the energy, it feels like an army. And then like Joe said, it's not only us two singing, everybody has a microphone, we're screaming, and it's such impactful and powerful performance that we're doing. So no, I see it as like richness. We're super lucky to have each other in the band.
Well, the band has definitely garnered a reputation for, your high energy live performances. How do you guys prepare for your shows? I mean, and what do you hope audiences take away from your concerts?
Well, we are trying to avoid alcohol. We're trying to sleep as much as we can, stretch our legs and arms, and eat healthy, not eat too much, and all the basic stuff. Like
we're trying to do all of that. It's not always obvious when you're in the touring world, but that's what all the list that Joe said. We're trying to do all of those things. We also have this like pre-show kind of list in Spotify. It changes every tour, but a list of our favorite songs, and I think that's the most when we start like changing to our our show clothes and putting on our makeup. So we put those songs. There are certain songs like from all types of music, but like high energy level songs, and we just like start. Sometimes we wrestle each other and do stupid stuff, but we get the hype going. I think that's one of the most important parts. Most important things to do before a show, so we get the energy level to the right level so we can enter the stage.
Now, going from the stage and going back to the studio, now, do you guys have a songwriting process as a band as well? I mean, do you guys collaborate together in a room, or do you sort of bring in individual ideas? How does that work?
It depends a lot. In many cases, there's like there can be one idea from me or from Niko or from Jonas or Alex or whatever. One guy can bring this one idea to the table, and then there's like most of the time it's 4 or 5 of us that are writing the songs, and then we just start to mess around with the idea. We pick the guitars and we just vibe around everything, and that's how it builds up.
Yeah, like I think nowadays we have like certain roles that we like to do in the studio. Like since Alex joined the band, he's been in charge of the production part. Like he's the one who sits on the computer, and he's usually the last one on the studio. Like when all is recorded and said and done and we all go home, Alex is the one who's still editing and putting pieces together. While, for example, my part has usually been that when guys grab the guitars and start doing some riffs or stuff like that, I'm the one with the phone and doing the lyrics. Like that's kind of my world. So I'm stuck with the text parts here and there, and I make multiple suggestions, and then I show it to the guys and so on. But it's usually like our songwriting process. Like if we needed to describe it, we would say it's chaotic. Like it can be overwhelming. We've done some sessions with some co-writers who are so intimidated by the Finnish crazy energy when we turn to Finnish and start shouting at each other. So I wouldn't be lying if I said that some co-writers have just left the studio like without saying a word. They just go out of the door because they even though like we don't mean anything bad, it's just how we are. It's a very Finnish thing. Like we're loud and we're jumping around and lots of things start happening, and that's just us getting excited about the song.
Now, when it comes to you guys personally, and I'll ask you both this, Niko and Joel, who are you listening to right now, and who do you really like out there right now as artists or a band or any sort of act like that right now?
I guess I'm still super into the early 2000s rock and pop. Like that's my safe place. Like after this interview, I'm gonna hit my upstairs sauna. I'm gonna hit the early 2000s playlist and recover from everything that happened today, because that's like the good music for me still.
When you do when music is basically your job, like obviously I listen to, like I think we all listen to like lots of music. We want to know what's happening in the mainstream world, like what are the big hits, what are the new things, as well as in the alternative music scene. Like I've been listening to a lot of like bands like Bad Omens. I love Bring Me the Horizon. Bands like that, just to be on the map, like what is happening, so you can write better song. But that it's hard to listen to those songs without analyzing them. I've turned this job around music has turned me into this very analytical listener that I can't really relax while I'm listening to those songs. I'm listening to everything, like I'm trying to like figure out the process and the choices people have made when they're writing songs. So when I really want to like chill out and take it easy, nowadays I'm just listening to movie soundtracks. Like I'm not analytical when I listen to movie soundtracks. So those are like my safe place, like when it comes to listening to music.
And, when it comes to an actual genre for you guys, and you mentioned a couple of bands there too, which got me thinking, you guys have sort of been known as like, violent pop as a way. Are you like, that's how you've looked at that, your sound? Could you guys ever see yourselves, like maybe like one day releasing like maybe a metalcore album or something, with, a different kind of a genre tinge? Do you feel sort of like restricted to this violent pop thing? Or do you think, you know what? Yeah, we could get heavier next album.
We don't care about the genre boundaries. We don't care about them or the names. We call violent pop because that's like the brand for the band.
It's more like it's just catchy. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So whatever comes out. I mean, it's just kind of like, we're not trying to fall into this sort of, puzzle piece of a genre. It's just we're creating what we're creating.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Like violin pop was just like it was an easy way to describe our music, which is obviously it has metalcore, but like we're huge metalcore fans. We
Mhm.
also love new metal and stuff like that. But calling our like back in 2013, if we called our music new metal, like new metal wave had just passed. It felt like
Yeah,
we were
that's
so
right.
late from something. And also we felt like alternative rock doesn't really describe your music, right? It
Mhm.
doesn't say anything about the music. We wanted something like catchy that's easy to like sell to people, like, and it has a lot to do with our like heavy riffs, aggressive rapping, catchy choruses. That world is definitely there inside the world violent pop. But like Joe said, we've never been like we don't believe in genres. We've always done whatever we want to do, and that's what we're gonna keep doing. And at least for this album, we knew that we want to go heavier. Let's see if that repeats itself with the next album. Who knows what kind of doom metal we're making a couple albums from now.
Awesome. Thanks so much, guys. Really appreciate it, and really excited to hear about what happens up in the, I guess, in the coming months for you guys. It's definitely a great sounding album thus far, guys. So best of luck.
Thank you so much. Thanks for having us. Take care.
Take care, guys. All the
Yeah.
best.